Good morning everyone, and welcome to my special live broadcast today to talk about title deed fraud. For those who have been following my Facebook, good morning and welcome. I'm sure you all know what I'm going to be talking about this morning. Been having a lot of exciting couple of months to go through a whole lot of documents. As you can see here, this is all 19 years of investigation and compiled to a big file, to a short file of this in the last couple of months since December. And I just would like to say thank you to the Deeds Office of Pretoria, the Johannesburg Council, SARS, and of course the Johannesburg Planning Building Office as well for giving me this documentation and doing the investigation as well with you guys. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all the hard work for the last couple of months to solve this mystery of 19 years of property title deed fraud. Now, for all of those who are wondering what is the photo in the background and what's been happening on my Facebook page for the last couple of months, well, that was a property where I used to live in Morningside, and the address for those who want to go and check it out, it's 146 West Road North, Morningside. And I'll be getting that property back very, very soon. And for those who would like to come and join me for a bride, please do by all means, to celebrate the mystery of what's been happening at the Seed Mansion, as they call it, in the news article which I read, which was really awesome. And I just would like to thank the Citizen, Carte Blanche, City Press, as well as the other media as well, to come on board to broadcast this story and get it sent out far and wide. Why do I say it's a big top story? Well, because title deed fraud is known around the world, but especially with my story, a 1% case turning to be a 100% case. And I'm going to show you why. So for those who haven't seen the video, I'm going to show you the video quickly, and then I'm going to be talking about it, and you'll be amazed and surprised. And just remember, for those who are selling properties, your homes, or want to buy properties and that, just make sure your documents are all in order, because I'm going to be talking about that right after the video. And just make sure that everything is done legally, and yeah, else you'll be sorry. It's been a challenge for me for the last 19 years to wait this long to get the property back, and of course Monday is going to be really exciting for me, because that is when the process will be happening, hopefully, to get the property back in my possession. And that's of course up to the courts, but the court has ruled it in my favor that the property goes back to me anyway. So that's the good news. So it's just depending on what happens this Monday. So I'm holding funds for that, but I've been told it's not too much longer. I have to wait until I get the property back, and looking forward to that. So sit back and relax and watch the video, and of course I'll be back after that. Hey everyone, this is Richard Seed. This is the house that I grew up in, and this is the best part of the house, the view of the garden that you can see over here. And there's another house that was part of the original property stand. This is my old room over here, and this is where I used to live, which was a very small room. I think it's actually a little bit actually the same size as I used to live in, and this old cupboard. Just have the memories of there when I was a kid, climbing up to the top of the shelves. These doors were never here, so yeah, this is basically going onto the outside. As you can see over there, it's really awesome. Here was my bathroom, and there used to be another door over here where my brother accessed when he was, well, when we were kids. When he was a kid. I was only born in 1978, and this was the original bathroom.
Over here was my brother's room, and that was over here, which is nice big space. He left my house, well, he didn't really leave when I was like about 5, 6 years old, and I think maybe about 4, then he got married and stuff. So this is the best part of view, as you can see the pool, which is really awesome. I'm going to take a look just now. And, yeah, it's going to be really exciting coming back home to where my dad and my mom built this house. This room here was my dad's room and my mom's room, and yeah, this room brings a lot of memories. My dad passed away in this room in 1988, and yeah, it was really sad for my mom and my brother. I was in boarding school when it happened. My dad died from a heart attack early hours of the morning, but yeah, sad memories. There's the designs that my dad put in on the roof. I've got a builder to do. That's what I really like about this house. The fixtures that my dad put in afterwards when I was a young boy, I remember helping him with the fixtures, which I'll show you downstairs. But yeah, it's going to be nice to come back home. Kitchen, and yeah, it's been modified since I was last year, and really looking forward to coming back home, because it brings a lot of memories of my dad and my childhood, the family having lots of Christmases together in this house, and it's the right thing to do to come back home. Yeah, this is the kitchen. Take a little walk outside just to see. Over here used to be another bedroom. Well, this area was a bedroom when I was younger, and it's turned into a laundry room over here, which is for your washing machines and stuff, which is really cool. And then, of course, these fixtures here. I remember when I was a little boy, I used to help my dad put these fixtures on the wall and the doors, which is really, really awesome fixtures. And I've got the bar, my old house, with these fixtures on it, which is really awesome. Great memories. And this is the dining room area where we sat as a family, my mom and my dad, my brother, and the rest of the family. In fact, when I was a boy, a little kid, they always had dinner here when my brothers were engaged at the time. Only Edward, my brother, was here up until when I was about 5 years old. So this room brings a lot of memories when we had family dinners and stuff with my dad and stuff when I was a kid. So yeah, memories. And this is what I liked about this house. You can see the pool, even though they put some fixtures here, new windows and stuff, doesn't matter. At least this fixtures or design is still the same. The patio wasn't there, but it's nice. That's good. Over here is the lounge area where the fireplace is. I'm really excited to hopefully be moving back to the memories that I always had when I was a kid. I can remember a lot of stuff now when I was a kid, just walking a lot here in the garden and spending time. And yeah, my brother will be very happy for me to get the house back. So Edwin, I'm doing this for you, buddy. I'm doing this for you and for mom and dad. And David, you as well, Fiona, Debbie, Belinda, Vivian, Nicola, Robin. Yeah, can't wait till all of you come back to have a reunion back at home, where we always spend lots of time together, and we can do this on behalf of my mom and dad, your grandparents. So look forward to coming visit. Here is the pool. The fence and all that is the same gate, same everything, and just got to find out where they've put the oh, it's open. Here we go. This was the pool. This is the pool where I always swam. Very marble-like pool, which is a really awesome pool, and it's a nice pool, and especially in the sun, as you can see up there, it's really awesome, and great memories. And yeah, the tiles, I've kept in shape. Wow, I'm very impressed. And yeah, just the pool needs a bit of a paint, but not too bad. I'm most probably going to paint the pool, redo the pool and paint it. No, maybe it doesn't need painting, but we'll see. So that's the pool. Really awesome. Emotional, but just being at home, but just trying to be calm. Feel really excited to actually be back to look at the house. Pretty much the end of the house, apart from the extensions that was made, and it was all garden all the way from that corner all the way down to the bottom. It was just garden. And now they put another house. That was my plan, to actually put another house next door and then rent it out and then sell it. But yeah, it was a bit late for that. Over here, they've just extended the kitchen. This used to be like a courtyard area up to about here, or about there. Yeah, they've just extended it, which is fine. And let's go and have a look here. See, there's a door here. Okay. Nelson, I'm going to show you this video one day, and I'm going to actually let you come and visit this house. This was your room. If you can remember, Nelson, this was your room back in the day. And obviously this was the original, I think it's the original. Yes, it is the original. The original sink that they just turned it from the other way to this way. And then over here is obviously the garbage setup, and cutting some trees. Really nice house. Really love being here. Makes me feel really awesome. Then over here it just used to be, yeah, just a lot of ground. The cats will enjoy it, that's for sure. They'll definitely enjoy this. So this is just a where the hose pipe is, which is normally there, and then it's just more plants, and then the garden and stuff like that. So that's the house where I used to live at, yeah, it's here in South Africa, and that's a nice good tour of what it used to be. So exciting to move back once the court ruling rules it in my favor.
And that was a video that I did a couple of weeks ago at the property, and it brought a lot of memories, and it's been really tough for the last 19 years, but I had to stick it out and wait due to safety and a lot of threats, and yeah, it hasn't been easy for the family, and especially my mom, but I'm doing this in memory of my mom. She fortunately passed away in 2013 due to the stress and other complications as well. It wasn't easy for my mom when my dad passed away in 1988, and I was in boarding school at the time, and it was only my mom, my brother, and my other brother as well that was here in Johannesburg, and the family as well back then. And I was in boarding school when my dad fortunately passed away, and I got the news on the Sunday. And yeah, it hasn't been easy since then. You know, I was a young boy since then, grown up. I haven't had a father figure since my dad passed away, and it's been tough. You know, my brother's always been there for me, Edward, and that's the main thing, and he's in America, and he's very proud of me for getting this far the last couple of months to fight for the family seed property back. And for those who have been to the property and who know me from back in the day, please send your comments to me on Facebook. I really would like to hear from you. And let's have a look and see if there's anybody watching the video right now. It's of course live at the moment. It is about 10 to 12 on a Saturday morning. It's been a little bit overcast here. Just would like to say I'm a little bit disappointed of Sotheby's and Pan Golding Properties for trying to sell this property, knowing that they know that it's a Section 6 Deeds Act 1937 case, meaning the property goes back to the Seed family. but they're breaking the rules. It's they have to face the consequences, so I don't really mind. So I'm going to talk about this document over here that was given to me last year about the current owner that's living, well, did live on the property. She's now in Cape Town, and her partner obviously in Durban. This was given to me to verify in at the police station under oath, and obviously gone to court as well, of what actually happened here. It is a 3-page document where it basically explains about the property being rezoned in 1989. There's an illegal wall that's been put up on the property, as well as a garage on the next part of the property that needs to come down from the council. That was probably going to happen next week, and they've given me the permission to go ahead with that, and I've given them the permission as well, because what was done by the illegal owner is not acceptable. It wasn't done by this owner, it was done by another owner, which I'm going to talk about right now. And for those who are just wondering what I'm seeing right here, I'm seeing a shot of exactly what's going on there. So that is what you are seeing right now of the property. So I get to watch it 24/7, which is really awesome. So thank you to the people in the UK as well. So anyway, apart from that, there's been a very interesting couple of months of what's been happening on the property, and it's actually quite sad, because I'm going to be explaining now, and I hope the owners, or the current owners, or were the owners still, are watching the video, because now they get to know the truth of what actually happened at the property, even though it's going to be spoken about in the High Court. I have authorities to speak about my case, as I've got the property back anyway soon. So as this document that I received here, basically, like I said, it speaks about the first I currently live on the remaining extent, and it was rezoned in 1989, which is not true at all. The property's never been rezoned. So the wall is up there illegal. The other property on the property stand is there illegal. No property stands, no property plans, rather I should say, on the property. And I've actually seen the documents myself at the deeds, the building plans office there in the council of Johannesburg. And I just would like to thank the person who's working there very much for helping me get this information that I have here of who did what, and how it was done. And it's totally unacceptable and illegal as far as the deeds office is concerned. And I would like to thank Mr. Van Wyk from the deeds office as well for bringing this to my attention of what has actually been happening over the years, and I have verified of what has happened as well. And I'm very shocked to hear what happened, and it actually breaks my heart that people can do illegal buildings and not going through plan officers, building plans, let's call it, the town planners who do these things, and try and cut corners and not pay costs, and put the blame on my mother that has passed away. And for those people, they have to pay the price. I'm sorry, I cannot allow that to happen. And I would like to thank a very special person who actually sent me a message yesterday. His name is Greg, and it actually nailed the point where he said my violation rights have been tarnished and not heard in the way it should have in the last 19 years. And I would like to say thank you to you, Greg. I really appreciate it, and I watch your show every week. And thank you for actually taking on my case and sending it to the right hands to get my case done for Section 6 of the Deeds Act 1937. And it's just been really sad for the last 19 years, because my family has been destroyed since 2002 when the property got stolen. It wasn't sold. And Pam Golding, I'm sorry guys, you've been a reputable property agents, and you sold the property illegally, and it's wrong. And I'm glad that my mom's friend has witnessed to this, and she told me last week what had happened, and I'm glad she's going to testify in court as well. It's just very sad to know that you see a property agents, like Pam Golding Properties and Sotheby's, to do this kind of thing, and not have the respect, especially to the agents as well, not having the respect to tell my mother what had happened. In the meantime, that agent was involved, and it's very sad. But anyway, I'm not worried about it because I know my heart is clean with God. And God said to me this morning, Richard, please just tell the truth and go live, because rather let it happen from you and rather not being set in court. And that's fine. I've done that, and I spoke to my attorney yesterday, and my attorney disagrees and stuff, but it's fine. I spoke to another attorney, and he said go for it by all means, and that's what I'm doing. And you know, it's just very sad how property agents can actually treat people, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it, what actually really happened. My mom, when my dad died, my mom started working. She had to keep herself occupied, keep herself busy. In the late 90s, my mom was originally from the UK, and she met my dad in 1974, and of course they got married in 1976, and then I was born in 1978. So I thank my dad for bringing me into this world and not preparing me for what I'm going to experience later in life. But I think my dad knew in his heart that the property is going to be stolen one day, and unfortunately it happened after he passed away. The sad story is the next door neighbor, his name is Brian. I'm not going to mention his surname because he's up in heaven with the good Lord, which is good, but for his safety, for his family, of what actually happened. He actually stole the property from my mother, and yeah, there's a big story behind that, and it's going to be a very interesting thing of what the media is going to tackle on this to explain what really actually happened. But to my knowledge, and I know for a fact, that guy was not a good man. But Brian, I forgive you, and I know you're up in heaven, and I know you're regretting of what is actually happening right now. I just wish you did give back the property to my mother, and Wayne Brownhill as well. I just wish you could have also spoken to my mother about what happened back then. But it's okay, I forgive you as well of what's been happening. But anyway, that will be dealt with next week. Yeah, the story behind the whole thing is that it's really sad of what happened in my case, and I just have no words to say. You know, I've been crying a lot for the last couple of months, and actually going through all this investigation, and it went from a big file to this, and this is all the facts of what actually happened. And this document here alone, just to get this from the current owner, not from herself, but to actually know it's from her, and filling all the X's, who's X and who's A's and who's B's and who's C's. I know exactly who every single person on here is, and it's actually really sad to say that she says 2010 she moved into the property, but she actually moved in 2003, but it's okay. I know that she's going to get the full story right now. And you know, you're looking at a fact that the property was rezoned in 1989. You cannot rezone a property on a historical, first of all, Morningside is a heritage historical piece of land. You cannot sell a property on that, and it comes to a point where there's a lot of laws that you have to abide by, and you cannot break the law. And it's confirmed from the council as well. There's a lot of documents that you have to fill in to even get rezoning rights in Morningside, and I'm actually glad that it's coming back to me, and I'm glad the title deed has been reversed back to the original owner, which is my father. And it's like really sad. So if you would like to know what I'm talking about, well, this document stated from here, from the deeds office, a lot of fraud that's happened on this page, and it's been an investigation, and I'm just going to talk about it roughly, you know, of what has actually happened here in this situation. I mean, you're looking at title deeds, where it starts now in 2002, how it all goes down the list. And to be honest, there's about 14 title deeds on this property, as well as bonds of 11. That is done by fraud, and I'm glad that the banks have caught up on this case and so on. So it goes to a fact where it goes from my dad to my mom, then it goes to the next door neighbor, then it carries on to the next door neighbor, and all of this is the next door neighbor and the person in question, who is obviously left the country as well, so he doesn't really care. And the list just goes on. So we're looking at about 5 title deeds, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 title deeds on this property. And it's not just title deeds, it's bonds as well. the bonds cancelled, and it's a huge mess on this property. And I'm actually glad I'm talking about this out of court, because it actually makes my heart feel better. And it's actually a lesson for all of you out there as well, that just be careful of title deed fraud. Just to go back through the record, I'm going back to where my dad is and my mom. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, you go to, it's actually 6, 7. It's like reverse. It's crazy. And then you go to the next page. So if we go to the next page, and then we see who the title holder is there, 2003, and then of course we go back as well, 2003, and then the next page over here, we get to the title deeds. Now this is portion 2. Now that was portion 1. Now this is portion 2. So let's see how many title deeds are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, and of course let's see, and that is now bonds included and cancelled bonds. So we go back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cancelled bonds on the property. You're looking at about 26 million rand of bonds on this property, and it's just not on. That's what the banks told me, roughly that's what has happened on this property, and it's fraud. It's totally fraud. And First National Bank's involved, Standard Bank's involved, Absa Bank, and of course I think the other bank as well, SA Home Loans. It's just not on how this happened on the same property. So I've come now forward to explain exactly who's behind this whole thing, and it's really sad how fraud can actually happen. And it's just very sad that people can actually commit fraud on property, and it takes 19 years later for someone like me to come forward, and I've been doing this all along, coming forward, but nobody wants to listen. And of course, Greg mentioned to me yesterday my violation of rights, constitutional rights, was not heard properly. Now I'm glad the truth has come out. So that is what's happened on here. And the worst part about this whole thing, I mean, you've got the standard title deeds, that you've got your documents. You don't let's see, let's go from here. And you can have a look at, let's have a look on that. You're looking at, here's the title deed. Here we go. The first title deed of 2002. You see a bond of 2.5 million rand on the property already in 2001. Now, how do you explain that one? This is now from the deeds office, all these documents, and it just explains how it all happened. And then the conveyancer, I'm just very disappointed with you at this point. The company is called HM Attorneys in Midrand. I really would like to have your affidavit on Monday, please, and an explanation of why you treated me the way you have been treating me and avoiding the situation, because this is wrong. There it is, HM Botha. So it just shows you no title deeds. Here we go. Now we're going to talk about the supporting documents. So there's your bond there, right there. And then of course you've got your standard page of the sizes of the property. What's going on here? It should be 2,000 squares. Why 2021 squares? What's going on here? It should be equal size. So now that is now from the same conveyancer, and I'm hoping that you're watching this video so you can understand what you've done wrong. And I'm not accusing anybody, I'm just stating the facts. So now you get your standard description of the property, of what needs to be outlined as well. My property has a servitude on there which is still registered in my father's name, which I'm very glad of after 19 years. Then you see a signature here that claims it's from the deeds office. The deeds office don't recognize that signature, and of course Mr. Van Wyk, thank you very much for pointing this out to me. And this was done on the 10th of the 12th 2003. So how can you do that if the deeds office is closed? Now I want to talk about this because this is now the 19th of the 12th. Now, the 19th of the 12th, everybody wants to go back to 2003. The deeds office is closed. They're not even open during that time. They close like on the 7th, or more around about the 7th, the 10th of December every year. So that alone was illegal. And I'm glad I've got these title deeds, so that gets used in court. And of course, you get another one, which is 165 attorneys, whoever they are. saying also getting involved in putting a description. It just doesn't make any sense. So all of this that's in writing, it's just all outlined by the deeds office. And thanks again to you guys as well for helping me identify all these documents. So let's go to, okay, that's a blank. Let's have a look here. Let's see what's, it's all about property fraud. So, you get to understand what I've learned in the last couple of months. It's just been unacceptable. It's actually been sad, and it's disappointing as well from attorneys and lawyer firms that I've been to, and I'm just really think it's unacceptable. I'm going to talk about that shortly. So yeah, we get some other signatures as well, and we've got the date as well. But how's this possible? How can you sign this? Let's see if we can have a look here. This one's been signed on the 10th, of November 2003. So how does that work? It just changes. So there's a lot of funny business going on here, and I feel sorry to the current owners for what you have to experience on this live video that I'm doing today. And now we get to the fact of now the council. How did this happen? The council had confirmed this. This is not legit. And this is actually really funny. So we're looking now at 4,000 squares, now at 2,021 squares. Now we're looking at a funny little, I'm going to show you on the video now exactly what the findings are on this thing, because it's been rezoned illegally. There's another property that's on the property there illegally. There's no building plans, and there's no authority permission, as you call it, from the Seed family to even do this sort of thing, even though the property was taken in 2002. And luckily my mom managed to get another property where that she could go to, and she had to go overseas to basically keep her life safe, because she was threatened. And she was overseas for like almost 8 months after that experience on the 10th of June 2002. And I stuck it out for those 3 months at the property. And then, of course, I was evicted from the property, and there was a big fight on that in September. And I'm actually glad that Brian's not here today, because I would have really, really done something that I wouldn't have wanted to do, because it's just wrong. It's just so wrong. Even I had my agreement fights with him over those years, but now getting this evidence, I'm just glad he's not here, because it's just unacceptable. So that is the only thing now from the council, now saying that your water and your rates are approved. And no, there's a lot of debt. We're looking at about 1.2 million rands worth of debt that's still under my mother's name because of what happened in 2003. So there's huge problems on that. So now we're getting to another document which I saw. So now you get to signatures as well. It's just, this one as well. This one is on the 8th of the 12th, 2013 at the deeds office. Yeah, you could maybe say, but no, this was signed, deeds office of Johannesburg on that date, on the 12th of December 2003. And I'm like thinking, these places are closed on those dates. But anyway, that will be dealt with in court, so I'm not too worried. And then you get now another certificate. Now it's from the municipality, saying yet again, 4,000 squares. It's now been registered 4,000 squares, and now it's listed at 2,021 squares. And then yet again you get the stamp clearance from the municipality, and they've confirmed to me that it was fraud. So what can I say? This is now going back in documents 19 years later almost. And then of course you get a wind deed report of exactly what happened here. Big problem here. ID number, not the correct ID number. Actually, the bottom here. So we're going to get you at the ID number at the bottom. It is incorrect. Then we get to an estate. Now the estate is of my father. How can you explain? How can you wrap up an estate 2 times? My father passed away in 1988, and it hurts me today still. This man here will always be respected. My father. This person over here is a special thing about this person. This man was my father, Anthony Hugh William Seed, and he was a Royal Marine in the UK, and of course born in Malawi, and he went to the Royal Marines, and he did his army stuff, and he became a captain of the Royal Marines. And my dad will always be respected from the late 50s or 40s when he went to the Royal Marines to the late 50s. And when he retired, he had a special inauguration by the Queen Elizabeth II. He was inaugurated as of service in the Royal Marines, and that's one thing that I always cherish of a special piece that my dad got from the Queen of England. And our condolences to your husband, Queen Elizabeth, and I hope you'll manage through today on the funeral of Prince Philip. And I wish I got to meet you, but my dad had the privilege to meet both of them back in the day, so that is a good thing. So my dad will always be respected. Being a citizen of this country, he started the British American Tobacco CEO Rothmans company here in South Africa, and he got to be the CEO of the various other companies as well for British American Tobacco South Africa. It was Rothmans back at the day, and not only that, he did the horse race of the year, which was the Rothmans July back in the day. And it's one thing that I've learned the other day, that my dad was named Mr. Rothmans, and he will be respected. And it hurts me right now to do this live video. I tried to do it yesterday, but I couldn't, so I had to not do it today, because I have to get this out before Monday, because the truth has to be heard in court when the court hearing gets told. But at least I'm getting the property back next week, so I'm grateful for that. It's just been really tough, and I thank my dad from the bottom of my heart. And my dad died when he was 60 years old, and his legacy will be heard. And I would like to share this to the media that I mentioned earlier in the video. Please share this video far and wide, and please make the story that you said you would be doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. And thanks to Derek Watts at Carte Blanche for coming to the rescue to do the story for me, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. Of course, Tony said it will be, so looking forward to that. So yeah, this is basically my dad, and you know, it's just been really tough to talk about it, and you know, struggling. You know, it's good to actually get things out, because I know I'm going to be a wreck in court for that hearing. So I'd rather just do this video just to get me confident and feel better about what's actually been happening. But yeah, it's I mean, this document here, it's just so misleading, and I just can't believe that people can lie to this woman. I mean, they must be ashamed. And you know, Pam Golding, please just tell the truth to your client, what really happened here, because I'm going to. But anyway, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. But yeah, never mind. So yeah, so that is that document. So there's a lot of problems getting to this, and I'm going to show to you on the video exactly what the problems are. So that is the wind deed report, which, like I said, the ID of my mother is incorrect. It went into my dad's estate, I know that. That's how this property got purchased from the estate, but there's no proof of money transferred from Pam Golding or whoever the other person is into my mother's account, into the estate. So it's fine, it doesn't matter. It's just that the bank has a cheek to do what they did. And I'm sorry, FNB, you guys you're not good. You're not good of what you've just done. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to go into title deeds. This is the 1989 title deed, and this is now from my father to my mother, being transferred of property. Now, for those who are watching this, I'm sure if you go dig out your title deeds right now, just please double check that you have an affidavit, a power of attorney, your SARS clearance document, and of course municipality document from the previous owner, or if you're a new owner, you must probably not have that. But yeah, just check that, and especially a transfer if you're on a conciliated property like I am, you've got to have a document as well, which is number 5, that it's a supporting document that allows you, the owner on a conciliated property, to sell, as well as your next door neighbor's signature, as well as the deeds office signature, as well as the council. Now that has to be in your title deed by law. If it's not in your title deed, it reverses back before my mother to my father. So in this case, I'm going to explain to you there. There's a bond again, 2002. And yeah, that's a transfer. And of course, I'm not going to mention the person's name because he's not in the country. So, and there we go, the conveyancer, problem there as well. It's a huge problem. And I think that is read, big problem there. Here's the documents. So you've got the first page there. So I'm just going to show you exactly what the problems are here between this. You get your first page, which is this is a standard document that is compiled by the deeds office and the conveyancers as well. So this document here was supposed to have had at least an affidavit and a power of attorney on there. It didn't have to really have the SARS. Well, actually, I think your SARS needs to be in this document as well as your municipality, but the municipality not so much, but definitely your SARS, your affidavit and your power of attorney. It doesn't matter if it's transferred from your partner, which is my dad, to my mom. It should have still been in there, filed in the document. It should have been at least photocopied, as I'm going to show my dad's original title deed now. So that is your standard about the property, of how it's supposed to be, of size, and there's certain rules that you're not allowed to do, that your white group or race group, whatever that, and it's just talking about dimensions as well, about the property. Let's have a look on the next page. As well, you're getting the various, all the information that you need to talk about title deeds. I'll go into that detail at another stage, as this is a live broadcast. And then you get to the estate. Now, the estate is First National Bank. They are trying to deny that they ever had the estate, but I've caught them out, so they've now been dealt with. So that is the estate of my father being transferred to my mother, and the preparation of the document is legit. But the sad thing is the supporting documents are not in here, especially the attorney firm in Pretoria. I've spoken to them about this, and they admitted to me that it wasn't done correctly. So here's the signature as well, and this was done in 1989, almost a year later after my father passed away on the 15th of March 1988. And it's just very sad. So that's the 1989 title deed. It's just crazy of what's actually happened here. So now we're going to look at the 2003 title deed, and that is now with the current owner has agreed to sell the property, and now she knows the property is going to be transferred back to the original owner. So I just would like to say to you, Mrs. Mafine, please just speak to FNB to give you your bond back. By all means, I will help you get that bond back of that money that you got for that property, because you were misled by the bank of having a stolen property. And that's the sad thing. So now we're looking at Theo Trump attorneys, fraudulent company as well. So that is now another problem. So now you're looking at what is going on here. So now we're like thinking, who's this guy? I've never met this guy. And I'm like thinking, transferring the property. Come on, this is crazy. So anyway, so now you're looking at a bond here of 3 million rand, and of course that was done by FNB Bond Services, or whatever you want to call it. So Ms. Mafine and Mr. Naidu, please just go and get your bond back from FNB. That is my 2 cents to you, and I will help you by all means to get that bond back for you, because what you're hearing from me right now is the truth, and the utter truth about what happened on this property. So let's go to page 1. That is the dimensions of the property, of the description, and now we're going to go to get to details. Now we're looking at 2021 squares. Come on, it's that's correct. The squares are correct, but it was 4,000 squares at the time. And then of course you're getting your description as well on the property, and then of course you get more information. It's basically talking about the servitude, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know. And then you're looking at the title deed transfer from the next door neighbor. I mean, I'm just thinking, actually no, 1975. What is this? This is all fraud. It's like no, this is ridiculous. And then you're like thinking, getting some signatures, and you're like thinking, what is this? The attorneys that I've spoken to in the various lawyer firms out there, I thank you for your input and that, but I also say I disagree with you guys, because you can't just say this is legit. Where's your 5 supporting documents? You've got to go for your affidavit, your power of attorney, your tax clearance, your municipality, and of course, if you're on a residential consolidated property like I am, you've got to have that document as well, and it's got to be approved by the council, and it's just not there. So this is another title deed, and then you just get another signature as well from the deeds office, which is this was done on the 11th of the 9th 2002. So yeah, that is pretty much when the current owner, Mr. Mafin Naidu, yet again, this is your title deed right here. I'm in possession of your title deed. So I'm sorry if you haven't got your title deed, because it's been reversed, and if you need a copy of this, please give me a call. I'll give you this copy with pleasure, so that you can have that for the court hearing. So yeah, that's 2002. So this is the preparation of the case to lodge a title deed, but yet again, this was filed sneakily. Deeds office get a backhand, that's how it works. And to the conveyancer, I mentioned you before, you need to phone me and explain what happened here. How can you do this? How is this possible? Why did you do this? How can you just get things slipped through and not get it checked? So this title deed has been reversed, and this title deed of 1989 has been reversed. So we're getting there to the next title deed. Now this title deed over here is portion 2, and that is the fugitive as well, who's overseas, and he's got a lot of explaining to do. Here we go, bond. We got, let's have a look here. This bond is for 3 million rand on the property, and according to the data report, 1.5 million rand, but there we go, there's a bond there. That's part of the fraud that's been happening here of 3 million. Then you're getting, yeah, it's a couple, there's a big story behind that one. So that's 3 million rand, 2004, and it just carries on, and it just adds up. Then you get your documents. Yet again, this was scanned in from the original one of 1989. If I go on there, this is the 1989 scanned in document, exactly the same one, same signature as well. So, no, don't be clever. Come on, guys, this is ridiculous. Same signature again, same signature, copy. It's a copy, 2004, 1989. How could you be so silly? How's that possible? Anyway, so that is your, now, this is now documents. These are title deeds that I've got here in my hand. Title deeds of the same property. Now, these are compiled title deeds, but copies. How did they pass the deeds office? How did they get filed? Well, I'm glad they got filed, because now it gets used in my court case. And it's just very sad. So now you're looking at, let's go to another page. The page is a bit stuck here. It's just, let's just go through here. Yeah, the pages are getting a bit stuck this morning. And yeah, so it's just been a little bit tough for me to go through all of this. Then you get a signature there at the back. Now this one was done on the 7th of the 5th of the 4th, 2004, yet again, is deeds office. Now this is stuff that you don't really get to see every day. So for those on Facebook, please just share this video, because what we're looking at is fraud of title deeds. And I'm not scared to say it, because the deeds office want me to change this whole system of, and make sure my case will be heard, and it's already been heard in court. So I just got section 6 of the Deeds Act 1937, which is my last court hearing. And yeah, it's just not basically saying I'm going to get the house back. It's just to basically to do a little exercise of what title deed fraud is. Now this document doesn't even have your affidavit, it doesn't have your power of attorney, it doesn't have your SARS clearance certificate, it doesn't even have the municipality, and it doesn't even have, because it's a conciliated property, it doesn't have Mr. Mafina Naidu's signature on this document to say that you may subdivide the property, but there's a whole conspiracy about what actually happened. So Mr. Mafina Naidu, I'm on your side, remember that, because I'm the son of Anthony Hugh William Seed, the original owner that you bought the property from, and unfortunately you're misled by the bank and the next door neighbor, but unfortunately he's up there with the good Lord, and obviously feeling sorry for himself of what he did. There's a story behind that. Fortunately he got divorced in 2004, and he lost his house next door to me at 144, and yeah, his wife pleaded him to give the money back to my mother, not actually give the money back to my mother, to give the property back, because there was no money. It was never given to my mother in the first place. It was stolen. And I know it's not his fault. It's the other person who worked for him fault. There's a whole big thing there. So unfortunately they got divorced due to the property and maybe other things as well in their marriage, but it's fine. I forgive you as well, and I understand the truth now that Brian put you in a situation, and it's very sad to hear that story as well. But don't worry, I will help you as well when you need any help once I've won my case, because these people need to be dealt with. So like I said, there's another title deed. So we're looking at how many title deeds here? 1, 2, 3. And then we got, of course, that was the one of that's the supporting of the one that's on here, of Mr. Nafin and Naidu. And remember, please just give me a call so we can chat about it, so that I can help you just get your money back from FNB home loans of the property, because, Pangolding Properties, you should have told your clients. I'm sorry, you guys should have told, especially Sotheby's, Ruth, you should have told your client and told Wayne Brownhill to tell the truth, because Wayne, you should have told my mother the truth of what happened. And I'm glad I'm saying this on Facebook, because you might sell all the properties in Morningside, but you cannot get away with this. You cannot get away with this, Wayne. It's wrong. It's unacceptable. So that's how many title deeds? 1, 2, 3, and then we've got another title deed, 4. Now this is the nice, interesting one. Now this is where actually there's a few of them. So we've got 4 title deeds now on the same property, everybody. The same property at 146 West Drive, North Morningside. This is ridiculous. So, let's just double check again. We've got 1, 2, we've got 3, and then we've got 4. And this one is 2004. It's also the same pretty much document as well on the same property. And it's just, it looks like it's copies, but they just try and change it a little bit, as you can see here in writing. Let's have a look here. So now we go to portion 2. Now they put that in writing. They try and change it. Now portion 2 doesn't exist in that area. So now they change it from portion 1 of portion 2, they put it in handwriting. So remember, you cannot have handwriting in a title deed. You cannot do that. That's against the law. It's in the Constitutional Act of the Deeds Act of 2000 that you may not put in writing on top of documents and try and twist it and make a Photoshop copy or do something there. It's just unacceptable. You cannot do that. So now, as I said, now with this new title, this other title deed, you've got, yet again, page. Now you've got your supporting, you don't have your supporting documents. So it's just the description. Now we go back to 1989 of the description, same description of portion 1, and now they just make it portion 2. So all the documents are the same, and it's just unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Then you've got, and there we go again. Now this was now the 19th of the 12th, 2003. Now that's just a copy. And now how do you explain that 1 day difference between the 12th and the 11th of the 12th? No, the 19th. No, this one was the 12th. The other one I think was the 19th of the 12th. So this one, if just double check correctly, this one is the the 11th of the 12th. So come on. So anyway, that's 5. Now we get another one. Now this is the interesting one. 6. There's still lots more on this, but I'm not showing it. They just copies. They just multiply. That you cannot squash. You can't just do that and then do something like that. It's just unheard of. Now with this title deed, now this one is the 17th of the 6th the 17th of let's say the 17th of January 2006 on portion 2. Now this is where the big fraud is. Now this is really unacceptable. So you're looking at, let's see how much there. So we're looking at 3 million there, and the other one was about 3,000,005. Now this one is 3.5, so that's 9. That's almost 10 million rand. So it's like money laundering. What is going on here? What is going on here? So now you're looking at another bond from the bank. I don't know which bank this one is from. It's not on the system. So that's going to be another thing on its own. Now you're getting all these stamps as well. Now let's see who the conveyancer is. Trying to track this conveyancer. Can't find this conveyancer. Whoever did this, and it's not even registered. And I'm like, how do people get to do conveyancing on a property that they are not registered? And they are registered. Now they're not registered at the time, but then they are registered. And then you can't find these people, and you can't explain. But anyway, it's just sickening how conveyancers can do this and attorneys. It's just unacceptable. And Van Deventers, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be seeing you in court as well for lying to me in January, lying to me about these documents. Anyway, so this is basically writing. Here we go here as well. So we got writing there, and now let's see here. This is all in writing. So now it says here, first transfer of title deed 1975, 2003. Now how do you explain that one? And it's been written there. Come on, this is unacceptable. Anyway, so here you go to another fact. It's talking about the description of the property, and then they just try and change it. Now they mentioned portion 0, and it's like next door. They messed up there big time. Anyway, so it's fine. It's just a description of the property, and of course it shows you. It's so sad that this man's wife has to get involved. It's so sad. It's so sad. He transfers the property from himself to his wife. Now, how do you explain that one, people? How do you explain this? It's like so sad. Anyway, that's a story on its own. I'm actually glad they divorced as well. So, anyway, another story. So this one was done on the 24th of the 6th of the 5th, and it's just, it's just crazy. You've got no supporting documents. Where's your affidavit? There's nothing. So you just get another document. So I'm just double checking them live, and then of course you get some signatures and stamps, and it's like, wow, this is like so funny. Now we've got title deed, now we've got 2013, we've got 2007, we've got 2006 title deed stamp, we've got BC. Does anyone know what BC stands for? I'm not sure, but anyway, then you get another title deed added to this one. So this one is 2013 07948 title deed. The person that's staying on portion 2 at the moment, and I think he's renting the property, but I'll have a chat with him at some point just to see how we can negotiate this thing, because the company All Park Properties, guys, you're not even ready. What's going on here? What is going on here? Come on. This is unacceptable. Now, this bond is 1.5 million rand in 2013. Now, I understand what that could be. That could be maybe a bond, maybe to extend the house or something like that. I'm not sure. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So, now we're looking at portion 2, portion 1 of extended station. This is basically the description of what's going on here. You see a signature there. Then you're also talking about the description of the property, and then you're like thinking, where's your supporting, where's your affidavit? Where's your affidavit on this document? And then you're getting another signature at deeds office. Oh, come on. Guys, this is not acceptable. This date was done on the 7th of the 2013. And I'm like thinking, how do you guys commit a crime like this? How can you do stuff like this on a property that my dad sacrificed? Guys, I hope you're watching this, because you know what? You are really disappointing this man in heaven right now. My dad worked so hard for that property, and I'm glad that property is cursed for all these years. So now there's a story behind it. So I hope you guys face the consequences as well, because I'm so sick of this. Anyway, so this is now signatures again. So now we're looking at witnesses. That's also standard practice. You can do stuff like that, so that's also fine. But this is just unacceptable. When you get a SARS document, SARS document on the property. This is not even registered at SARS. Well, it was registered maybe, but it's gone. It's just gone. It's just a made-up thing. And this is wrong. Now, SARS, I hope you're watching this as well, because you're going to be making a lot of money out of the banks for this fraud that's been happening. So I'm going to support you 100%, and just make sure that you get the bank to pay the penalties to you guys for my mom's mess up. It's not really a mess up. It's just a whole big fraud thing. So do what you have to do. I have no sympathy for FNB Bank at this point. I'm just really, really angry. But you know what? I have the good Lord on my side. So that is a SARS document. And then, of course, you get a page at the back, signature there. So that was just... SARS don't even have that on record. It's just really sad. But then you get like what is this? 365 attorneys. It's just the documents, which is just, it's probably a made-up one, who knows. But for the conveyancers out there, if you know who you are and you know about this property, 146 West Road North, Morningside, please could you send your affidavit to me and come and give me a chat so we can fix this mess before it goes to court, because it's just unacceptable. Really, really unacceptable of what happened here. A fraud to be picked up over 19 years, and it's a good thing that God made me sacrifice 19 years just to get the property back, because I sort of lost the fight in 2004 with my mom. Legal wise, didn't do their job properly, so the case was just no proof because my dad's title deed was missing. And I'm glad the deeds office called me last year in October to say they had found my dad's title deed of 1975. So I had to sacrifice all those years just to prove that the title deed belonged, in fact the whole property belonged to my father and not the next door neighbor who owns portion 0 at the time, because he claimed he owned the property. So it was my loss. But anyway, my mom's loss, but it's okay. The good Lord always looks after me. So 19 years later. So here we go again. This one is South Africa, Johannesburg High Court. Okay, that's I think it's a divorce document, so it's nothing to do with that. Yep, divorce documents. Okay, I'm not going to read about that. So yeah, a lot of stuff here, and thanks Deeds Office for sending me all the stuff, even though it's irrelevant to me. The guy's overseas, so I don't really care. Don't want to see the guy ever in my sight, because if I do, I'm also going to do what I wanted to do to Brian. But anyway, he's probably punched him in the face as well. But anyway, so one of those things. No, it's just, documents, it's unnecessary. So we're looking at, you see a SARS document which is complete. You don't see a tax clearance certificate. You don't see a municipality clearance certificate. You don't see an affidavit in this document. And you don't see a power of attorney in this document. You just see a SARS document. So it's like, guys, now this was now transferred from Ordendale to All Park Properties, and I'm thinking, how can you guys commit fraud? How can you do this? Anyway, it's just one of those things. So now let's talk about how to sell a property and how to do transferring a document. That's one thing that never happened in my case, from my mom's point of view. This is a offer to purchase document. Now, for those who know about offer to purchase documents, in 2002 there was only 4 pages missing, so it's fine. So we're going to look at the latest documents. This one's 2021. Let's go to 2018. So it's 1, and then you got 2. You got 3. Let's have a look here. I'm just educating all you those viewers out there. So you got 2 pages are getting a bit stuck. Let's go 2, 3. Oh, these pages are sticky. Let's go through all of them. Okay, so let's start again. All right, so we've got your page 1. Now this is now offer to purchase. So I would like to thank my advocate as well for giving me this document, because that's what you're supposed to have. By law. It doesn't matter if it's a conciliated property or it's a normal property. It doesn't matter what property this is a law document that has to go to the banks, and it has to go to the deeds office for check, and then it obviously goes back to the attorney who does the transfer. It doesn't get registered in your title deed, but it should actually be there in the file. This document should actually be in these title deeds, but it's not necessary, so I'll be told from the deeds office. I disagree with that, but anyway, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, I wouldn't know these things, but it makes sense, it should be. Anyway, so that's 1, then you've got 2, and then you've got 3, let's go 4, let's see, 4, and then you've got 5, then you've got 6, and then you've got your last page. So there was 6, so the one in 2002 was actually 4, or I think if I'm correct, 5, but this page is the most important page. In my mom's case, if my mother had sold the property, and if Pam Golding, the estate agency, which they sold the property, their signatures should have been on there, their ID documents should have been on there as well, and it's not there. So the document doesn't even exist. So it would have been here. So this is the most important page. Now this is what the court is looking for. They're looking for this, they can't find it. So it goes in my favor, back to my father. So fine, no problem. So that is the interesting part. So that is what it's supposed to look like. So that is your main page. So remember, for those who are watching this video now and you want to know about selling properties and buying properties, come to me for advice, because I'm learning a lot. And I learned a lot from the SA Legal page on Facebook of stuff like that, but they don't really talk about this. The Property Alliance, Greg, Sona, Bruno, please talk about this on one of your shows. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having my story on your shows on the weekly show. So this is another one for all, law for all. That's also another offer to purchase documents, which is basically law now in South Africa. So this document has to be full as well as this document. So there's a lot of stuff that you have to go through. It's just a backup security check. And talking about this as well, you fill in your documents, you fill in your, I think it's your normal standard ID, telephone number, your work documents, you've got to supply, I think you've got to supply your SARS documents, you've got to supply your municipality clearance certificates, your bank records of the company that you work for. You need to even have a letter from the company that you work for. So that this is now if you're applying for a bond. So that's very, I think, what else am I missing? Yeah, it's basically an offer to purchase document. So all of this needs to be in there. So running it through again, you've got to have your SARS document. You've got to have your contract, obviously stating that you're getting a company income every month. The 3 months bank statements need to be on here as well. You've got to have a company, I think, signature as well, just so that you are working in the company, details of where you work and so on. So it just goes for the bonds, for the banks to do the record checks and so on. So if my mom had done something like this, or the next door neighbor had done something like this and gave it to my mom and it went through the banks and all that, then it would have been on file at the deeds office in the 2002 title deed, but it's not the case. It would just be the record. It wouldn't be the actual document, just to state there's a bond and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so that's that one. This one is pretty much the same as it's a backup. I don't think there's anything different in this document. Why are you selling the property? It's a Section 6 case. You know you're not allowed to sell the property. But anyway, so all of this, it's just sickening. And now you get the deeds office. Now we're going through what actually happened here. So we're going to see who's involved here. So we've got Brian, the owner. We've got my mother involved. And we've got RG Investments, which is RG and Ordendale. No brainer there. And I'm glad he's overseas. I'm glad he's overseas and left the country. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. And then you've got RG Investments we've got there. And then we've got Slipknot, RG Investments again. So it's like the same guy committing the fraud. And it's just ridiculous. And now we go, FNB Estate. Here we go, FNB Estate, 1.750 money. Where's that money, FNB? Where's it? What's going on here? You can't prove it to me. So a lot of problems here. Here we go, affidavit again. And we can have a look here as well. It's also part of the affidavit of what actually happened. This is all gathered since 2002. And that is how I've got all the information, how it's all done there. So now we get the cadastral map of the property. It's still registered as that. Now, there's no little split portions here. That's portion 0, that's portion 1. It's still registered at 2021. But anyway, it's another story. So let's go through to... so that's the conciliated, just to show 1975, the title deed of my father. There we go there, so that's all legit. And then that is how the portion of the property looked like then, back in the day. And of course that's Google Earth. No one can cheat Google Earth, yeah. So that is, this now was taken in 2001. Now, my dad's property was there, and this was all land extra where portion 2 is on there, and it was just basically stolen. So you're looking at a whole lot of stuff there. And then we get 2004 Google Earth photo, and it basically shows you the land, which you can see over here, which is the extra part of the portion, and now you see the wall suddenly creeping in. It's supposed to be in there already in 1994, according to this document of what Miss Mafine did. But it's fine, she was just explaining it because that's what she was told. Actually, I didn't even know. It just doesn't make any sense. So that is now 2004. and she repurchased the property in 2003. So there was no law there, and there was no other house there like she claims on there, but it's fine. I understand. It's just, memory. That's how it happens. This one is now 2007 documents. Now you see a wall there, and then you see another property there. And now you only start seeing, I think the bricks started. This is where she was talking about the bricks. The bricks were there in 1993. The bricks were never there in 1993. The bricks were only put in there in 2004. Property still registered in the previous owner's name legally because of the same situation of the documents not being complete. So there's big problems there. So yeah, a lot of problems. Let's see. This is when Pan Golden came to me to give me a valuation of the property, and it's just very sad. They're still promoting the property to be sold on the internet, but it's fine. Wayne, I'm very disappointed in you, but anyway, I'm not worried. Just never use Wayne Brownhill ever again if you want to sell your house, because I don't trust him. So that's my opinion. Anyway, so this is like I mentioned. Here we go. This is what you have to do. This is now an invoice that you get from the deeds office. Of course, they give you all the reports. Then it's like a court report. I paid for it already. I'm getting that on Monday. So that's just a thing that gets delivered to Pan Golden Properties, and a few signatures as well. And then you've got just emails from various people telling me that your case is not supportive, and you've got no proof. Crap. Let's see what this is. That's just an invoice. But anyway, so that is basically in a nutshell of what's been happening in my life for the last 19 years, trying to solve this case for the property of what happened in Morningside. And it's just very sad of what's happened. And, the courts have protocol to follow. And if you don't have the right supporting documents, you're not going to win in court, and it's just going to get rejected and rejected and rejected. So gave up the fight in about 2007 up until 2014. I tackled the bank with this whole thing again, and they did nothing about it. And then I just left it in God's hand again, because I know that if we get to my dad's title deed, wherever it is, I know that where is it? It's somewhere. I know that my dad's title deed is going to appear from somewhere, and that basically solved my case, because without my dad's title deed, I was never going to get that property back. And now, because of my dad's title deed, I've got it back. Now it's just got to be done through a legal process, which I'm prepared to wait for. So I was assured yesterday that things are going to start happening on Monday, so I mustn't worry. So I'm okay. I just thought I'd do this video. So Pan Golden Properties, by all means, if you want to keep selling the property, because I went past the property yesterday and you still got your sign there, it's going to be removed, so don't worry. I'm not going to even bother fighting about it. So so that's my story. So let's go to the fact of let's go and take a look at what's happening here at the property, so I can just give you a description of what is actually happening. So now if you look here, that's the house that you're seeing right there. So if we can go and zoom in, let's see if it can work. Okay, it's not good. There we go. So if you have a look here, there's the other house, portion 2. That's owned currently now by All Park Properties, but I'm getting the property back as well. So I'm getting this whole land back. So that's the main good thing. So now if we look here, that's the house where I am. Let's see if we can turn it around. I have to try and just get there, but I can't. Okay, so this is now a satellite that's watching the property 24/7. So so I'm just thank the guys for getting this to me, so I really appreciate it. So I know exactly what's going on. So just let's get to let's see if we can go in here a bit closer. Okay, so if you have a look here at the moment, as you can see, there's a driveway that's over here, which has got bricks. This is where the current owner claims that these bricks were here in 1993, which they weren't. They were put there in 2004, because I know all of this, because I was involved in this whole process undercover looking for this. And for those of you who watched the car plant story in 2005, that's when it all started, part 1. Now part 2 is going to come on very soon. So now if you look at this is now the panhandle driveway that goes all the way to the end. So what is illegal on this property? Well, let's go through the whole facts. Okay, so let's go to where the driveway is. So the driveway is here. That's where your gate is, and then you go to there. They've got security guards there. I don't know what they're doing there. I mean, they think they own the place. But anyway, it's fine. Nice guys. I mean, they just don't know what's going on. But now they know that I own the property. So, yeah. So basically what's happening is, so you got the little gate there. You got a little gate there as well. You got a tree. And you got the bricks. Now, if you look at the bricks on this one, they also claim the bricks are showing a 1998. And I'm like, yeah, how do these bricks get stored anyway? It's fine. So if you look at this panhandle here, you see the illegal side of what the municipality is upset about is that the wall that you see here, I don't know if you can see the cursor, everyone, but I've got the cursor here. There's a wall that, if you look on the left hand side, you see a wall that goes all the way up to where you see that there's a white roof with a grey wall. Now yet again, if you look at that, they try to make this my mother's problem. They tried to make my mother take the responsibility for this. And my mom was she was shocked when the municipality sent her a bill of 1.8 million rand for this little obstacle here. Just this little small little piece, almost 2 million rand fine that happened here. And yeah, actually it's about 1.2 million, but now because of interest it still carries up. Now F&B will have to take that fight with them at some point. So you're looking at your wall. The wall's illegal. So if you go to the end here, where the tree is here, so you go to where it's like a T shape, a V shape. So basically the wall has to come down, and then of course you've got this garage part where it's got the grey roof on. That part has to come down, and you have to get like half the garage that needs to come down as soon as possible. The municipality orders. Now I've given them the full permission to go ahead with the application because I never did it, and that's going to apparently happen next week. I think they're going to start knocking it down as soon as I get the possession of the property from Pam Golding. So yeah, not my problem. So the guy who stays at the next door property, if he wants to move, he can move. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's not my problem. So basically, yeah, so anyway, I haven't met the guy yet, so I have no hard feelings. I know he's just renting the property, so it's fine. Anyway, so basically this whole property comes back to me once this whole court case thing gets resolved. But at least for now, after Monday, I can get to move back into my dad's old house, as the property I'm in now has to be sold to the bank to go into my trust. That should have been created when I was 21 years old. But anyway, there's a story to that as well with title deeds, and it's a whole big mess there with the judiciary department of FNB. But anyway, it's not their fault, it's previous people's fault, so it's fine. I don't blame them either. Anyway, so that is the property there. So if you look at the house here, I just can't change the camera at the moment, but I'll just have to do it on another feed. So this is the garden here. So if you look here, and then you're going to where the pool is, that is basically what's still there. And then you've got the trees down to the bottom. Let's see if we can zoom out here. Let's see, I'm struggling to zoom it out. Okay, there we go. So this is the 3D version that I just got, because we got the 24. Now that is your next door. This is the next door neighbor's house that was started all this fraud. He was harassing my mother since the late 90s and wanting this property of my dad that he built rather. Back in the day, it was a farmland and so on. So he's got this massive mansion and stuff. So I'm actually glad he actually lost it and lost everything, because you know, when you start committing fraud, you start losing stuff. So anyway, you get one of those problems. So anyway, let's just go back here. Let's just move out. There we go. Got it. Okay, let's go back there. So anyway, live at the moment. So let's see if there's any comments. If anyone's watching, just let me know in the feedback. Live video interrupted. I'm not sure what's happening there, but anyway, I'm still live. So anyway, so let's go back to this house here. This house was built in 2004, and yeah, it's a nice house. I haven't seen it what's happened since then. So anyway, that's next door. So getting that property back as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm not too worried. And whatever compensation I make out of everybody involved, I'm going to help South Africa with title deed fraud. The deeds office has already offered me a job, so if I want to go and do that, I will. But we'll see. Anyway, so getting back to this situation here. Let's see what's happening here. Getting stuck here. Let's see, getting stuck. How do I get this? Anyway, yeah, the satellite thing is just messing up at the moment. Okay, here we go. So if you get back to here to the whole driveway situation, so basically the wall from the gate from the left hand side to where the garage is, that has to come down, and to where the L shape is as well needs to come down by the municipality, because A, it's on top of a servitude. B, it's not even supposed to be there because there's no rezoning rights, there's no permission, there's no nothing. Well, these documents, but they're not complete and they're considered as fraud. So that's the Johannesburg Council Town Planning's verdict, and I respect that because I know nothing about town planning. But anyway, so they're just telling me what's going on here. So all of that's going to be dealt with in court, and yeah, it's just very sad how people who could actually put a little section there that's part of the wall just to make it my mother's problem, that it was there already in 1995 as they claim it, and it was never there. This wall and portion 2 of the property was only started being put there from 2004 onwards. So a lot of lies going on, and I don't blame the municipality for being shocked. The famous word they use, government, we shocked. But you know what? I support the government 100% because they are helping me with my case. The deeds office, the municipality, the town planning office of Johannesburg, especially the property board of South Africa. Heads up to you as well. Thank you very much for taking this case to my attention, and I'm glad you'll deal with those property agents in your way, in your time. I'm not too worried. So yeah, so basically that's the story for the property side of things. So to all the media, if you would like to get in contact with me, by all means, and share my dad's legacy of what happened here on this property, it would be my great pleasure to share about my dad's history. And if you could pick up my dad's history, carte blanche, I know you guys would do that. I'm looking forward to the story, as well as the Citizen as well, and City Press and E-News. Looking forward to that interview as well. Hope it's with Jeremy Maggs, but we'll see. Yeah, I want my dad's legacy to be heard of this interesting story of what happened in Morningside in Sandton, Johannesburg, South Africa. It's just a very, very sad story, and it's just, I just cannot understand, because I went everywhere out of my way. I even sent Pam Golding a letter of demand to talk to me, have a meeting, and came to the point I had to send them a letter from my attorney a couple of weeks ago for immediate instructions, and they're just ignoring me left, right and center. Pam Golding Properties, why are you doing this? Come on, you guys know that fraud was committed here at the property, and you're just ignoring me. You know, and Wayne, I have no disrespect for you. I know you're a person of your word, and thank you for explaining to me what happened here, but you know, I still can't understand why you went against me and have to lie to your client. Especially your client knows now what's actually happened, but now she's known physically on Facebook, because the whole world needs to know what's going on here, because this is fraud what happened here, Wayne. Come on guys, you know this. Sotheby's roof, no, come on. I know that you're also taking instructions from Wayne back in the day. Come on, it doesn't work like that. You guys have to, we all have to work together. You cannot commit fraud like this. You cannot, okay, maybe you didn't know what happened, but Wayne, you know what happened from 2002. You spoke to my mother and you lied to my mom. So, come on. You know, I know you weren't involved with Brian and all that, but you know, it's a big problem. I mean, you should have spoken to me about it. I mean, I'm not a bad person. I mean, you and I spoke in December about what happened here. And I'm not blaming you. I'm just very upset because now I get told you're stabbing me in the back. But why? What for? You know, it's not about what you did. It's about what your attorneys are telling you, or whoever. So I don't blame you. But Wayne, please just give me a call. You got my number. Let's have a chat about this and let's resolve this like human beings, okay? Pam Golding, please. Jason, sure, I've never met you, but I'm forced this way to go live on Facebook just to get you guys' attention that you need to speak to me, because what's coming is going to be very serious next week. What's coming, it's going to be very bad. Anyway, I had to do this because I have no choice. I had to get a new attorney yesterday to help me with my case, and I also would like to thank the team as well, you too, Greg. I really appreciate it for coming on board at the last minute, because the previous attorney firm just pulled out. But it's fine, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. You know, it's all about money. Everybody wants money. Money, 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 money. You know what? Help South Africa to do cases, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a citizen of South Africa. I'm the son of my father. And, you know, it comes to a point where I had to go through all these documents myself, and I had to show this man, my father, that I can stand up, and I had to show my brother, Edward Seed, as well in America. And he's proud of me, because now my dad was always on his word. He was on honor. He was head of directors of Rothmans South Africa, American Tobacco South Africa now, back in the 1960s, 50s, and to the 80s when he passed away, and he was known as Mr. Rothmans for the Durban July. Now, my dad's legacy is going to be known in the media for years of who he was and what he sacrificed for his family. He gave my brothers a great education, because I was the youngest of 4 brothers. And they went to university. They went to, they started off at, I think, Marriage Brothers, then they went to university and they got degrees and things like that. I never got that opportunity to get degrees in that, because, you know, I'm a little bit slow and stuff, and people just take advantage of me. But you know what? At the end of the day, at least I'm alive. I've nearly been killed a million times by people, but you know what? God keeps me alive. So that's one thing. And I'm at least a loyal, honest person. How did I start my career? My dad, I got to only know him nearly 10 years of my life. And yesterday, I cried and cried because I wanted to go live yesterday to talk about my father. But because I'm strong now, because I've got to be strong next week, my dad will always be known for what he's done in the world. Been in the war, been in the Royal Marines. My dad got inaugurated by the Queen Elizabeth II, and my dad got to meet Prince Philip and all the people in the royal family back in the day. And you know, my dad was well known in the UK and of course here in South Africa, and unfortunately his life got cut short in 1988. My father passed away in the house of 146 West Road North, Morningside, and that is why the property has been having bad luck since 2002. Yvonne, Mr. Nadi, I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but the reason why you've been having bad luck on the property is because my father passed away in the house, in one of the rooms upstairs in question, that I was asked where my father passed away. And that is why the property is being protected by my father. And I know the Royal Marines will be backing me up when the time comes, because they are shocked in the UK to hear what happened here about me. The son of the captain, Anthony Hugh William Seed, that I had to go through all this pain, and I had to suffer for 19 years to go through this pain of this property issue, you know. And I'm glad, Father God, that you helped me, and Jesus, and Dad, Mom, thank you for giving me the strength to win my case. And I'm nearly there. It's not about winning the case to get the property back. I've already got it back. I've just got to get it back legally in the next couple of days. So that's the main thing. And then, yeah, the court proceedings of who was involved and who did what, and it's just a mess. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good court hearing, and there's going to be no fighting. It's just that people must learn their lessons, that don't take fake bonds out of court, and the bank system must change. And this thing about lawyers being on the panel of the banks, that must change. That must change. And I'm hoping this case is going to make it change, because being on the panel of the banks is it's not a good thing, because it means that it doesn't matter if the banks commit fraud and things like that. You think you can protect them. It doesn't work like that. But I think there's other reasons why banks are on the panel and so on. But you know, it's just very sad, everyone. For those who are watching this video, it's just it hurts me every day. This morning I couldn't sleep last night. I had to go at my attorney yesterday, and it was because there's just disagreements. But anyway, it's fine. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I just would like to thank the other attorney that he came to the rescue, and he doesn't even know me. And that's one thing that I could say about Greg. He doesn't even know me. But you know what he said to me? That your violation of your rights not been heard, and the main thing, I'm going to point you in the right direction, who's going to help you with your case, so you can just get done and finished for all, just to get the truth of what happened at the property, because it's just very sad of what happened, because I never experienced this ever in my life, and I knew in my life I had to make this happen, and I knew in my heart, and I knew God was going to give me the strength to fight this in court, and make this the stigma go away one day. But I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for what I got from October last year. All of these documents was from a big pile, but it was irrelevant. But I got the most important documents. And that is what saved me to get this property back, is my dad's title deed. And it's just hurtful, just going through just this pain of what happened here. Just this document went missing, and this document was hidden away from a lot of people that were looking for this document, because God makes sure this document hides. And you know what that the film thing stands for? It means that it's microfilmed, meaning that it's legit and legal. All these other title deeds, they're fake. Well, you're not saying they're fake. They're basically preparing documents, so they mean nothing compared to this. So if you look at all these title deeds, this is just one title deed. Let's just use the one title deed, for example. Which one would you choose, the left or the right? You, the public out there, you choose which is legit and which is fake. This is fake. This is legit. So that is what I had to go through for the last couple of months. And I'm not even an attorney. I'm not even a lawyer. I'm not a conveyancer. I'm not anybody. I just use my common sense, and I use God's help. And it doesn't matter what I do, God tells me what to do. No one will tell me what I must do, what I mustn't do. And this is why I won this case. Because, at the end of the day, it's not about winning a case. It's about setting an example. A 1% case turned to be 100% case. Well, let's call it 90% there. It's almost there. It's almost at 100%, but Greg told me it's going to be 100%. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about being honest and loyal and getting back my inheritance that was stolen. Because what's so sad about when you have wills and things like that? My dad did this will in 1966. He started his will, and then he just added stuff as it went by. It's very sad that there was not much about me about the trust, and obviously getting the house and all that sort of thing. But yeah, things just went wrong, because it would go from my dad to my mom, and then when my mom passes away, which I'm glad she didn't back then, but it's just very sad that she had to go through the suffering that she went through now, and for her to pass away in 2013. I regret missing my mom so bad today, because I wanted to ask her more of what happened during that time when I was young, of what Brian and was abusing my mother. He was threatening my mother, and this guy arguing as well, threatening my mother. This is just not on, guys. It's just I don't know how. And this has been happening since the late 90s until 2002, and my mom just gave up. And my mom never signed any documents, because I know that for a fact. I've been under oath so many times. I'll even go for a polygraph test, and I know I'll win that by flying colors, because at the end of the day, God makes things happen, and God is the only one that will make sure things are done legally, and He makes sure this document is gone, hidden, until it appeared at the deeds office. I think it was in February last year, but they only got in contact with me in October. It's fine, no problem, I don't mind. This got certified, and I want to thank again the investigating officer as well for telling me that this is all fraud. And how could I allow it? Well, okay, I was 9 years old when this all happened back in 1989, and of course 2002 I was like 21, 22, so it's like I didn't have brains, because I didn't know much about title deeds and that, but I fought it. We fought it, me and my mom fought it, we went to court, and it's just, at the end of the day, assault here, assault there. Well, I had every right to punch that guy, Brian, because he had the nerve to sell the property, or steal the property and sell it, and oh man, it's just a mess. And yeah, the two people that I mentioned earlier in my video, just take on the bank by all means and phone me. If you need some help, I'll help you, because you know what? I'm ready for this case. So ready for it. I'm going to have a field day, and you know, I don't know. And it's not about the money. It's about whatever money I get from this, you know, I'm going to give it to South Africa for those on the side of the street and people who need a home and stuff. You know, I've got plans. I've got plans to change the whole property system around. And yeah, I just spoke to an attorney the other day from the Legal SA group, wanting to do a show about fraud and legal and divorces, the process of what you need to do. So I decided with him, you know what, let's do this thing. So we're going to meet up next week, and I just thought, you know, I'm going to do the show as a test run. Now, just to give an idea of what I'm doing something that I'm not even using experts, because you know what, the lawyers that I've spoken to don't know nothing. They think they know, but they don't. And you know, it's like, fine, if you know it, then why aren't you doing this case? But anyway, you're all going to court, it's fine, because you're added to the list. So yeah, this is now a huge case, South Africa. To the media out there, please give me a call, because I want to make sure I'm on every single media station and radio to talk about this. I was on 702 2 weeks ago talking about the property. Thanks guys for inviting me onto your show to talk about property fraud. And yeah, let's see where this thing goes, because I'm hoping I'm going to make a difference in South Africa to get the roots of corruption, of title deed fraud, and help those people on my show to get their properties back, their stolen properties, because that's how I feel. But you know what? It's up to the judge to decide if it's something that the courts would like to get involved in, because I think, you know, fraud needs to be dealt with here, because of all the problems that's happening in the country. You know, at the end of the day, there is a lot of theft. It's known fact, and I don't blame the governments fighting and stuff over things, because maybe there is some problems going on, and I think people need to identify what is going on. And it's not about the attorneys out there. You guys make a lot of money, and you know, people like me, I don't make money, and you're forcing me to go to the Legal Practice Council, which I'm glad they helped me. I'm glad they got me in touch with Greg, and I'm glad they made it all happen for me, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. But I was in the process of winning the case anyway. It's just that Section 6 needed to be compiled by an attorney. I can't do it myself, because I don't know Section 6, how to do it in a legal term of things. But you know, people want 300,000 for me just to get started, and I was looking at about 2.5 million just to do Section 6. Come on guys, that's just fraud, that's just nonsense. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much in a nutshell of the case of what I had to talk about title deed fraud. And I'm actually glad I spoke about it, because I could pretty much represent myself in court, but it's not really legal, Section 6, to represent yourself in court. It has to be done by a proper attorney from property. So that's where Greg and his people get involved. So that's the main thing. So yeah, it comes to a point that title deed fraud is something that I do not support. And it was shocking to see what I know and what I had to learn. And I want to thank the Deeds Office for getting to learn the stuff from you guys in Victoria, and what to look out for. And I basically, my partner and I explained how the fraud started, how it all happened. And they were like all sitting there on Zoom, and it was like, I was like the teacher here. I wasn't even an attorney. But you know what? At least they understood. And Mr. Van Wyk, thank you for allowing me to educate everybody on that, because it was actually something that I enjoyed speaking to everybody about. And now I still have to go through the process going forward when it comes to court, because now the judge needs to hear what's going on. And it's not about putting people in jail or anything like that. It's just about doing the honorable thing and explaining what happened on this property, what happened here. You know, it's not I'm not a person who wants to put people in jail. I'm not a person who wants to sue people. I'm not a person like that. I just abide by the Deeds Act law, and that is what people out there should be doing. If you know you have title deed fraud, because if you know something is wrong, you have a window of 50 to 80 years, I think, to claim the property back if you know there's been fraud. But you have to be the direct descendant of that owner, which is in my case is my father. I think I have about 19 years now, I think 30 years to actually fight this case, but I'm fighting it now in 19 years bracket before the 20 years, because that's also another thing. I think Sauna from Property Alliance actually mentioned something like that 2 weeks ago on her show. For those who watch the Property Alliance show, watch that every Wednesday. It gives you great inspiration, gives you great help. Even though I spoke to Sauna about my case, she's read me someone else, it's fine, no problem, I don't blame you, Sauna. It's just, it's just a lot of stuff. It's over everybody's head. This whole thing is a lot of attorneys, even Greg told me yesterday, it's over everybody's head. It's like, this is crazy. It's nuts. Believe it or not, it's just ridiculous. How did this all happen? I don't know. Greed? Maybe, I don't know, maybe something got into Brian. Why you started attacking my mother and verbal abuse. We're talking about mentally abuse here. My mother was 60 years old when all of this was happening. I think we moved out of there when she was 61 years old. February, she was 61, if I'm not mistaken. And this all happened on June 10. And the assault started now in May, before June. So that was where it started off in 2002, and it was a huge thing. But anyway, the police didn't do much since then, but they just added to the case, which is fine. Took 19 years to solve, so I don't blame the Sandton police station. Thank you very much for all your help. I really appreciate it. And to my friends out there, Nikki, if you're watching, thank you for being a loyal police officer to me, to contact and asking my questions and knowing my father. I think there's another guy who I met the other day who's on patrol here in Rivonia. It's not nice being under 24-hour surveillance and all that, but anyway, I have to because it's under court, so it's like a little cat and mouse game. Pretty much can't go anywhere without letting ADT know where I'm going and stuff, because I'm in a bit of a threatening situation, people threatening me left, right and center, but it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I know God's going to keep me safe, and touch wood, I'm going to be safe. So so I'm just glad that this title deed was found, because it means a lot to me that the South African Police Service out there, just trying to think the other police officer's name, when he came to see me the other day when they were doing their patrolling, ADT, he said to me, he was talking about my dad's BMW, and you didn't know my father had passed away, and he says, where's your father and his BMW? And I thought, wow, he's talking about 1989, that car. I don't know why not the bank took it, the company took it away. Don't know why, because the company should have actually, my mom was supposed to inherit the car as well. It was a BMW then, and I thought, wow, and I can't remember his name, and he's been at the Sandton police station for those years, since 1986, I think, and now he's undercover with ADT. Oh, brilliant, ADT, yes, you guys, I'll give you hundreds for this. Getting the South African police to be undercover for ADT, oh, brilliant, I like that concept, ADT, so great on you on that one, for having some police officers undercover acting as ADT security. It just works perfectly, because that is how you guys beat crime. So heads up to you on that one, ADT. I was shocked. I was really shocked, because he was an ADT uniform and he was from the Sandton Police undercover. I thought, wow, brilliant. Brilliant. So I'm glad that ADT are beating corruption now in South Africa, which is awesome. So anyway, so that is enough chat from me today, talking about title deed fraud, of what actually happened at the property of 146 West Road North in Morningside. And I'm looking forward to getting that property back, hopefully next week. I should be getting it back. I should have got it back a month ago, but Pam Golding Properties are having issues. And Sotheby's, Pam Golding, do the right thing, please, guys. Just be honest with Mr. Naidu and Ms. Mafina about what happened at 146 West Road North, because you guys know the history. I know the history because I lived there from the day I was pretty much born, a few days later after I was born. I had some photos I just wanted to share. Let's see if we can just find, let's go to this photo here. Basically that's my father, that's me, and that's my mother, and that's me when I was a baby. And that's pretty much, I don't know, this is a little bit older there, so maybe a few months later after I was born, or maybe when I was 1 year old. So if you look at the house difference, this is a story that everyone says it's not the same house. It is the same house, it's just been renovated. This is what happened. The next door neighbor renovated the house to try and pretend that he owns the whole house and that never my mother and my father. So that is where the big fight happened in courts and stuff. It was a big problem back in the day. But anyway, so if you're a rocket scientist, you would know. It's very logical. I mean, the windows give it away. The middle door gives it away. My bedroom gives it away. My brother's room gives it away. What else? The bathroom gives it away, and that's inside the house now. But anyway, it's irrelevant. But it's pretty much the same now. It's just all the stuff got stolen, all the photos and all the evidence pretty much has gone missing. So it went against me a lot, but not now anymore. I'm glad it got dealt with and thrown away. So so that is just proof of that's my father, that's my mother, my biological father, my biological mother. And that also was a story in courts back in the day that I had to prove a whole lot of stuff, but luckily now it's been dealt with. So so that's pretty much the property that I'll be moving back to soon. It's all the paperwork and all that stuff. At least the deeds office has resolved this whole matter, and I just wish Pam Golding Properties, you guys go apologize to me no matter what. Sotheby's, you too need to apologize to me, and please just send your affidavits as well to my attorney. You guys have got the emails, you know exactly what's going on, so just do the right thing before it gets messy, because it's the law you're messing with here, guys. You know the property was fraud, and I'm not pointing fingers to anybody. Maybe you guys didn't know it was fraud, but come on, everybody's got a secret. Even the bank has a secret. Everybody has a secret about stuff that goes wrong, but you know what, it's going to come and bite you one day. And that's what I did in this case. And it's not about, people seeing this broadcast, they're going to come and kill you now and all stuff. No, it's not about that, because you know what, at the end of the day, it's a crime on its own. So don't get any ideas now. I've got 24-hour guard, so try it. Anyway, so there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on, and it's very sad. I just cannot get over the fact that all these documents that I have here, it was from a big file. Well, it actually started off a small file, big file, and it was like irrelevant stuff, and it turned out to the most crucial stuff. But this title deed is what's legit and real and complete, and that is what I thank God for making sure this document will be safe. And all the attorneys are saying to me, oh no, we've checked the deeds office, we searched, and they had fires, and they had this, a lot of bullshit. Come on, don't tell me it got lost, because I've got it right here. Van Deventers, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, because you know what, I've caught you out. I've caught you out, because here's the title deed. Now, don't send me another invoice again, because you know what, you guys are going to come second. Anyway, so a lot of problems. I'm just very angry. I'm very angry. I thought I could trust Van Deventers, the biggest conveyancers in South Africa. No. And they said to me, we can't find anything. We can't find anything in the deeds office. What is all this documents here? What is all this, guys? No. What's this? What is this? No, come on. Guys, Tinky, Lars, come on. You know what? I'm on Facebook now, live, because I'd rather just tell the truth, because I'd rather expose people to tell the truth, because that's what loyalty is, and that is one thing God told me to do last night. You do the right thing and tell the truth, because you know when I go to court, I tell the truth, because when you're in court, just remember, when you guys are in court, for those who haven't been in court, I've been in court, I've cried, I struggle, and things have to be postponed, and I have to take a break, and tell the truth, I mean, been in plenty of times. I've been in court with carte blanche back in the day when I used to work for them, and I had to learn stuff. But I remember I was on a case years ago with them, and it was tough. Okay, I didn't say much. I just said, gave them the story. But anyway, so I learned a lot. So thanks for the experience in the day, and that's one journalist I always have respect for carte blanche, and that's Derek Watts, and I've known him since I was a kid. Since KTV days back in the day. So he's known me all these years, and I'm glad that I'm going to have that story with him on carte blanche of the good part of me having the house back, and obviously that will be in a couple of months from now. Once everything is settled down, most probably that story will be done. But a lot of stuff that's going to be exciting for me next week, and it's going to be nerve-wracking as well because I've got a shoot on this afternoon, I think, or tomorrow with another broadcast production, and just getting some information and evidence and stuff. So a lot of stuff that I'm glad the media is getting on touch with this story, because it's not because it's breaking news. It's nothing new. But I think in my case this is something new. It's never happened before. It's that 1% case that can be a 90% case, which it is. And it was just for this title deed. It took me 19 years to get this title deed, and that is what saved my case, because without this title deed my case would have never been won ever. Maybe in 40, 50 years time, but now this has all been revealed. It's all been dealt with. So to all the attorneys out there, if you'd like to learn from me, or if you would like to share in this story experience and also be part of the fight for Section 6 of the Deeds Act in the Johannesburg court, I think it's coming up soon, hearing 1, and then obviously there's a couple of hearings for that. I'm not sure how they work. I think it's 6 hearings, that's why I think it's called Section 6. No, I'm not sure how many hearings it will be, but I believe there's like 7 violations. You know what's so funny about the Section 6 Deeds Act? 7 violation acts have been broken on this property, and it's also called Section 6 of the Deeds Act. So I'm looking forward to learning from the professionals of what actually happened on this case. And for those that have been giving me advice and giving me crap, I thank you for making my case even stronger, because I have the evidence. So it's fine, and that's already in court. So end of the day, I feel good. Because, at the end of the day, it's not about corruption. It's about clamping down corruption like normal civilians like us. I give my hat off to Neil de Beer for what he's doing in Cape Town, heading up a security company, and it was on Carte Blanche on Sunday, for those who didn't watch, or I think, Sunday, that he wants to make a difference, and that's what he's doing. So people like us, we help where we can in South Africa. Help the media if there's a problem. Get them to take your story, help them out. Maybe they can also help you out in the story. I mean, the media has helped me a lot. I would like to thank, I'm not mentioning her name, she's supporting me 100%, and looking forward to that article when they decide to do that at the Citizen, because I know they are really feel sorry for me, but I mean, at least the story is going to be a nice happy ending, just a happy ending, because that's what I want. I just want a happy ending. I just wish I could have the keys for the property today, and I can move in tonight or tomorrow or whatever, but it should have happened a month ago. But no, Pam Golding doesn't want to do it, but it's fine. I know they understand, because they need to check their laws and check this, and it's fine. It's no problem. I mean, but you know what? I have no choice to go live, because Monday everything goes to court. Final documents go to court, so I'm not worried. Case is pretty much in my favor at the end of the day. It's just the other people involved in the court case, what happens to them. I just hope that it's not harsh, because I don't like to see any people get arrested. Rather pay the fine and just move on with your life, and just never, ever, property agents, never lie to your clients. Never, ever, ever lie, because Mr. Mafina and Mr. Naidu, always, they wanted to know what happened about 146 West Road, North Morningside. Now they know what happened. So I'm just now making it public. So it just assures them what the truth is the truth. Anyway, so I'll let them deal with you guys in their way, because I'll support them 100%. That what they had to learn from me is now what they have now, and now they understand what happened. And I'm glad they're shocked of what happened, because it's just wrong. It's wrong, guys. It's totally wrong. Anyway, that's enough talk from me today. I'm just getting very upset about this whole thing. With my parents not being here on earth, and not going to be there in court for the fights, especially my mom. I know my dad unfortunately passed away when I was 9 years old, and I never got to spend much time with my father. I went to boarding school when I was like 7, 8 years old. So those last 2 years, I got to see him every second weekend. There was one thing about my father I enjoyed, is going fishing with him every weekend, or every second weekend. We went to Delstrom, Belfast, and I remember flashbacks. And when I was in the garden, just thinking when I went to do that video, and you'll see it on Carte Blanche as well, snippets of that clip that I did. I was hoping to catch certain someone in the act, but it's fine. I tried my best, but anyway, it's just the property just brings back memories. And when I went there that day, it just brought back memories. I remember my dad telling me at 9 years old, we were by the pool. If I can just, let's see, if I can just go there quickly. Let's see if I can just, let's just take a look there. Okay, let's take the audio out. So anyway, let's just go to, where's this video? Let's have a look here. Let's just go back to a shot. It was somewhere there. So we go to where I remember perfectly where my dad and I were standing. We were standing somewhere over here. Somewhere where the garden is, not where the pool pump is. That wall wasn't there, just on the other side. Me and my dad were talking at 9 years old, and he said, this property will be for you one day. And my dad prepared me that something like this could have happened. And he prepared my mom, but my mom apparently lost the fight. And my mom didn't want to sell because, there's a sad story to this for those who are watching. I might be boring you if you're still watching, but there's something that you just need to know about what happened here. Is that, with the property is that, let's go out of this, let's just see what's happening here. Let's just take all of this out, do that. Anyway, let's get out of this quickly. Having some gremlins, sorry guys. There's a lot of stuff to this, and my mom and my brother and I spoke, the late 90s, about what we want to do with the property, maybe subdivide it when it's legal. Fortunately, it was only legal to subdivide a property in Morningside, especially my property, in about 2008. It's not even legal, actually, to be honest. The municipality told me, I think last week, that no, there's a process that town planners have to do, especially not on my property, because no, that's danger zone. You cannot rezone a property because there's reasons behind it, and I'm not going to discuss that. It's got to do for security reasons. So there's reasons why that property couldn't be rezoned in the first place, but it did anyway, illegally. So that, fortunately it was done. So whatever was done illegal has to come down, like the garage, I think half the garage and the wall and all of that, and the bricks. I don't know, the municipality needs to do some stuff there. So whenever they're ready to do it, then they will let me know. I'll re-sign the documents so they can go ahead with it. It's amazing, I can sign stuff even though I don't own the property, because my dad owns it, and my dad still owns the servitude. So I'm allowed to do whatever I want on that servitude because it's still registered in my father's name. So anyway, so at least that's done. So that's the nice thing about this whole thing about me winning the case, because the servitude was still registered in my father's name. So signed the documents to say they can knock the wall down and the garage, because it's on a legal servitude and it's not supposed to be there in the first place. So anyway, so that was all done, and I think it was Raven Town Planning or something brought the attention to me on that one, and anyway, they did all their stuff. So I just confirmed that they can do whatever they have to do. There's just a lot of issues on this, and I know I'm not standing out of line of what I had to say today, because what I'm telling you now is the truth, because I have all the evidence right here. So people can question me and tell me, but you don't have facts, you don't have this. I've got plenty facts. I even have the original title deed copy. It doesn't matter if you don't have the original. Title deeds. All you have to do is, if you can have this map, you can get it from the government as well. You can also get it from deeds search, not deeds search, the government deeds search. You can get this map is basically for free if you know how to do it. Then that can be used in court to help you get your title deed. So for those who have lost their title deeds, just to give you a bit of a tip, if you don't have your original title deed, just have your cadastral map. That will help you get your title deed back. Obviously, you've got to follow the legal process and identify yourself and make sure if you're the descendant, like the direct descendant, like in my case, you've got to go through the whole process. It took me about a month or so. But look, they've been working on this for the last 17, 15 years, so they know exactly who I am. So it wasn't a difficult process. It's just new people working the deeds office, so they had to just verify me and so on. But at least they know this little face here for the last 17 years because I've been fighting this property non-stop. And that's the main thing. So yeah, that's a bit of a history about 146 West Road North Morningside. So if there's any comments, please just let me know, or just send a message and I will respond to you, and we could talk about what happened here on this property. If you want to know something, if you're an attorney or conveyancer, by all means join the train. It's going to be an interesting fight in court. I'm not really fighting for anything, it's just I'll just give it to charity. I'll just keep a little bit of money just to keep me going, keep me alive, and get this show going of what I want to do to help people get properties back. And I want to take up that job maybe at the deeds office. Who knows? We'll see. But you know, I just want to help South Africa. I want to help Anthony David Hall. Anthony, if you're watching, I support you 100%. Neil De Beer, everyone that you guys want to do your part for South Africa, I support you 100%. So if you need my help, I will be there for you guys. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents for today of trying to make a difference in South Africa to beat title deed fraud. So I just want to thank you, Lord, for saving me for this document, and Jesus and my dad and my mom for this very important document, because this is what saved me to get my property, my dad's house, back. And I can't wait until it's registered in my brother's name and my name, and that property will be cherished forever, because a lot of people have tried to knock it down, or they've tried to get permission, and there's a story about this property as well. I learned this now from Wayne from Pam Golding about what happened. And I've heard bits and pieces from other people as well, including from Yvonne back years ago. But you know, it's not about that. It's about doing the right thing. You know, it's just I couldn't tell the truth of what happened because I was busy investigating for the last 17 years. I had to keep my mouth shut to not let her know of what actually happened, because it's not about my fight. Rather let the truth come out when it needs to come out. So now the truth is out. And sorry, Mr. Nadu and Ms. Mafine, I do apologize. You had to learn this the hard way. But as you can see, I'm now telling you on camera what happened. And if you need my help to get your bond back for the property of what you paid in 2003, I'll gladly help you with that, because I just think it was wrong what the bank did and the next door neighbor did and this other guy's left the country did. And yeah, I just hate the facts to think about that this can happen, you know. To anyone, especially me, because my dad was a very well respected man. I couldn't even believe the bank in their offices 4 weeks ago telling me my dad was not He was just a normal average person, and there was no money in the estate. And come on, guys, you don't know anything. Just go do your homework. Go and get that L&D account and stop telling cut to my my attorney and say, yeah, but no excuses. This is another thing about FNB that I'm very cross about. The estate of my mother hasn't been wrapped up 8 years later. Now they're reapplying at the Master of High Court to wrap up the estate. Well, they're not going to get that right because that's against the law. So good luck on that one, FNB. But you've got a lot of explaining to do in court. So be prepared for that, because you know what? No one takes advantage of the Seed family. Nobody. Nobody, but nobody will disrespect my father, because right now you're disrespecting me, FNB. And for those out there as well who are disrespecting me and saying that I'm a liar and telling me that I have no truth and I don't even have my father's title deed. What is this? What is this document? 1975, 1975. Come on, guys. It's disrespectful. Disrespectful. Attorneys and conveyancers out there, you know who you are. Okay? So don't get me angry, because you know what? I'm doing this publicly because you guys should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, I'm not going to go into more about it. I've had enough now. I've said my 10 cents or 100% or whatever you want to call it of title deed fraud. Thanks everybody for watching, and I really appreciate it. And please comment below if you want to know more about this experience, and the media out there who I haven't mentioned before. Come and join the train and get my dad's legacy heard, because Anthony Hugh William Seed will be remembered. Especially I will be remembered for actually getting the property back. And not only that, is that I want to make a difference for people who are suffering with title deed problems and trying to claim their properties. I'm hoping my legacy and my father's legacy will make a difference in your life one day. So to all the attorneys who are watching, I hope you'll come and join the train. Come and help me. Let's do the fight. Let's beat corruption in South Africa for property, and let's make a difference in South Africa. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on the TV screen, sharing my journey of what happened in this case. And yeah, I'm ready for that, and I'm not scared of the media, because the media is my friend. Because I used to work in the media back in the day. I started off in KTV back in the day, went into Supersport, worked for Carte Blanche as a rigger, camera guy. That's how I got to know Derek Watts and Ruda Luckman back in the day. Yeah, I'm very well known at Mnet. It's just, yeah, haven't been employed from them for years now, but it's okay. Things happen. So yeah, but at least they're going to share my story on Carte Blanche, so I'm looking forward to that one whenever they decide to do it. So I know they're busy, so they've got a lot of stories to do. And yeah, I'm glad Carte Blanche has been going on for all these years. I think they started in 1988, and I remember the first